Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit your notification bell for all new upcoming videos. Today I wanted to talk about my 6 non-negotiables in my relationships. I think everyone should establish some non-negotiables. I don't think the list should be ridiculously long. I think these 6 are actually very reasonable and simple, and it should be a part of everyone's. I mean, you can add to this list if you got some more, but I feel like for me, relationships require a lot of work. So there's going to be a lot of things we have to change and compromise on. But I feel like these 6 non-negotiables right here are something that are truly nothing to negotiate on. The first one I put down, I'm just going to name the 6 off back and then we're going to dive in. The first one I put is infidelity. Any kind of infidelity is a non-negotiable for me. Emotional abuse, non-negotiable. I would not tolerate that. Physical abuse, would not tolerate that. I put financial infidelity. I will not tolerate that. People don't realize it, but there's a lot of financial infidelity. There's a lot of people controlling people's money, controlling people's lives, manipulating people's money, taking people's money and doing things with it, hiding it, giving it to other women, buying people. It's a lot of things that people do with people's money, and I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna be me. Financial infidelity, that's non-negotiable. Molestation or harming anyone. I'm not playing with nobody who out here harming people. I don't want to be dealing with that. It's just ridiculous. I'm not dealing with nobody molesting kids, women, or men, or children. All of that's just no. That's a non-negotiable. People don't talk about this type of stuff, what they non-negotiables are, because to be truthful, a lot of people be with people that molest people, be with people that be beating up people and harming them, robbing them, taking old people's money. People be with people like that. They don't have those as non-negotiables because I find that people think that's okay and it's not. So, number 6, lying and keeping secrets or trying to make me a secret. So basically lying and keeping secrets, being really closed off, not wanting to share information, you hiding stuff. I have to catch you on all different type of lies. Things ain't making sense. You argumentative and combative all the time when I'm asking questions. That type of stuff right there is non-negotiable. You get cut like that because I can't trust you. And if you can't trust nobody to tell you the truth, you don't know if you can trust this person with your life. So anyways, let's dive into each one in a little bit more detail as to why these are non-negotiables for me. So with these 6 non-negotiables, I think that these are important to have because when you don't have non-negotiables, people will do a lot of terrible things to you and you will find yourself having a terrible life based off of what others do to you, not having boundaries placed or not having non-negotiables. And it's not non-negotiables for that person, it's really for you and protecting your peace and your space. It's not really about what that person feels or if that person is like that, to judge them. More so to say, it's more so to know, like, this is what I can't take in my heart and in my space and in my place. So I need to have those in place so that I can protect myself from getting that. So that's more so why I call this non-negotiables, because it's really about protecting you at the end of the day. And a lot of people don't talk about protecting yourself. They're always talking about, I'm gonna protect you, I'm gonna do this for you, do this for you, do this for you. But do anybody say what I'm gonna do for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna do for me today? You know, how am I gonna protect my space? How am I gonna start placing things around me that will make my life easier? Because we spend so much time thinking about the next person because our mind is so caught up on what that person might think or how that person might portray or receive me, when really we need to start thinking about how we receive ourselves. Because once we start receiving ourselves in a good nature and a good aspect, and we start presenting ourselves and having our strong boundaries and knowing who we are, that's how we'll build solid, serious, good relationships. And then you'll also meet those people who have their non-negotiables and their boundaries, and you can sit there and align and see if that worked for you or not. And that's the good thing about accepting the other people's boundaries and the people accepting yours. So when it comes to trust is really important, which is why when you have these non-negotiables, if people are overstepping those, they're breaking that trust barrier, which means that their trust cannot be earned, which means they're not received in your life. This also helps you with discernment of people who should be there and should not be there. Because once you have these boundaries placed and you find that you are protected and you're in a good space and you're safe, and then you present these boundaries and they disrespect them, and now you can see the difference. Like, okay, now I'm not safe. This is not good for me. Goodbye. Because now you already know your safety. You have your wall, you know, your wall where you're protecting your crown, and your crown is your head and your heart. Okay, so let's talk about number 1, infidelity. I made this the first one because it is a big one when it comes to non-negotiables, and I find this is also a really big topic on what truly is infidelity, because now there's so many layers to what people think cheating is and people think infidelity is, and also there are layers to what people will accept when it comes to infidelity. Like, I'll accept this kind of infidelity but not this kind. So I want to be real clear on mine. I don't accept no infidelity. All of it to me is cheating, and I do not do second chances when it comes to cheating. I don't believe in giving someone a second chance to ruin my heart again. I do think that I value my heart and I value the healing that God has done in my heart. So if I give you that chance to earn my trust at 100%, and you decide during any time in our life that you wanted to take that 100% and betray it, you will never get a chance to earn that 100% back. And in order to have a relationship, you do have to have 100% trust. So for me, knowing who I am and knowing that I could never give no one a second opportunity at 100% of my trust, I would have to terminate the relationship, whether it's me being with a spouse or me having a friendship, because you only get one time to earn my 100% trust. We only have one life. I'm not going to spend my life constantly giving somebody 100% of my trust over and over again for them to continuously show me that they don't care. I've already done that with someone before, and I can see already that outcome. And of course, everyone's not the same, but like I said, for me and for me guarding my heart purposes, you only get one chance at 100%. So if you decide during any time in our relationship, during the time I'm living, because this is not just you got 10 years. No, this is the whole time I'm alive. If any time during that time I'm alive, during that 100% trust you have, you break it, you will never get it back, and I will terminate whatever relationship we have, and I'm going to move on, because I'd rather give someone a new chance to earn 100% than to give someone a second chance to get 100%. You see what I'm saying? It's pointless to me. I'd rather start over. Now, when it comes to relationship, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I do not believe in male and female friends. I know some people may disagree. Some people might have friends with males for 10 to 15 years, but I always have that mindset that there's no way a male and a female can just sit around and be friends without discussing or getting an emotional connection or without creating a bond. That's why I think a lot of these male and female friends be so hard to break, because they truly have created an emotional bond. And you're not supposed to be out here doing that unless you're intending on having a purpose of actually being with that person. So I feel like when it comes to friendships, if it's not about business or this is not your family, they shouldn't be on your phone. You shouldn't be texting them. Y'all have nothing to talk about. Like, there's nothing literally to talk about with a female friend other than getting to know her or trying to have sex with her or trying to hang out with her, which what does that mean? You're getting to know a person. You're building a connection with somebody. You're going to eventually end up having some type of feeling toward this person, whether you're attracted to them or not, because the emotions can take over and you can still have sex with somebody you're not attracted to. And that's why I'm saying when it comes to those type of relationships, I don't tolerate that when I'm with somebody. Like, I'm not going to be friends. I'm not going to be in a relationship with a dude and he got a best friend as a female. It's a waste of my time. If that relationship with that friend is so important, that's who you need to be with. Because when you come over here, I'm supposed to be everything. I'm the best friend. I'm the wife. I'm the mother. I'm the home girl. I'm the freak mate. I'm everything. I'm everything you need. You don't need no home girl. You don't need nobody to talk to when you feel some type of way. I don't care about you and her used to kick it here and y'all got this connection because of this. All that's cut, because you're not building no real foundation with no woman, with no female best friend, period. Ain't no woman gonna ever trust that. It's not going to ever build a bond. And you see it in so many situations where you have these people who are married and divorced and the dude end up with his best friend, or he cheat with the best friend. And it goes vice versa, even with the female who has a male best friend. Me personally, I never had male best friends unless they were gay, because every male that I was so-called friends with, you guys, trust and believe, they all tried to sleep with me. I don't care what type of way it came, whether it was after a breakup, during a breakup, whatever the situation is, it's just no way that you can truly have a friendship with a male without having some type of emotional connection or sexual connection. And both of those type of connections ruin a relationship when you're with somebody. You can't be over here in a relationship trying to build something and you're over here connecting emotionally or sexually with somebody else. That's just weird. That's how barriers become in between relationships. So I just feel personally that that's infidelity. if you rather sit here and entertain a friendship, then that's where you need to be. You need to be single and have a whole bunch of friends. Because if you in a relationship and you building a foundation, that's who your friend is. You can have male friends, yeah, but that's your same counterpart, somebody who agreeing with you, someone that shares the same gender as you, so they can connect with you a different way than your woman can. But it's still, to me, even with male friends, you have to be picky and choosy who you hanging around with. If you hanging around with men who don't value relationships and the commitment to it, then you definitely need to change your friends of circle, because when you in a committed relationship, they're gonna be deterring you to go another way. So I just find that when it comes to infidelity, it's really about what you surround yourself with and what your commitment is to it. Because if you really value commitment and you value relationship, then you will understand you have to have certain people in your life. You have to move a certain way when you're in a relationship. You have to have a certain type of commitment, and you have to understand that there's boundaries when you have friendships with people and you're in a committed relationship. Your friend can't be, your homegirl can't be all in your girlfriend's business and know about your relationship. That's stupid. If you have to emotionally connect to another woman to talk about your relationship, then you need to go be with her. Because if you can't talk about your own relationship with the person you with, then why are you with them? Like, that stuff to me makes no type of sense. And it's just so much when it comes to infidelity and when people cheat, and I never understood it. And out of my entire life, like I said, I've never had a relationship. I've been on both sides of, like, I guess, infidelity when it comes to like friendships, or when it comes to, I'd say I was in a lot of situationships. I get involved with people and realize I'm in a relationship when I didn't even know I was. And just a lot happens in those type of situationships. So mine was way different, but I've seen on the other ballpark with infidelity and people and their excuses, or like what happened, or just the signs that you can tell is going to be infidelity in a relationship before you get into it. Like, if you're dealing with a dude who dealing with multiple people, you already know he's going to be a cheater when he come in, and ain't going to change. If he's not sexually disciplined before the relationship, he ain't going to be sexually disciplined after the relationship. If he's still texting other women while he with you, he going to text him after he with you. Like, it's just these type of things I pay attention to, and I feel like that's why when it comes to infidelity, I have zero tolerance for it, because that type of stuff plays with people's heart. It's not even just the cheating part. Sometimes it's just the lead up to it, like all the secrets, all the text messages, all the confusion that you play with people's minds. And then some people down talk the person they cheating on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so imagine that person getting down talked and got cheated on. It's just too much of a mental play for me when it comes to infidelity, as well as such a big betrayal, that I feel like once that happens to me, I never go back. Like, I had one case where someone cheated on me and I never went back. Like, I broke it off nice and easy. It took a while for me to separate, as I can say it like that, because the situation I was in, I really couldn't separate until I got a chance to separate. But yeah, I think that just infidelity for me is just a zero tolerance. I don't believe in second chances. I do believe that once a person cheats on you, they will always do it, because somewhere in the back of the mind, they always know you're going to accept it. And I need people to understand that for me, that's a non-negotiable. It's not going to be accepted. Even when it comes to like friendships, when it comes to cheating, like friends can cheat on you. They can do things to you that are betrayals. I will not accept those either, because I had friends who've done spiteful things to me, and I never took them back. I just feel like once you betray me, I just can't really trust you again. I already have trust issues, so to say that I'm going to accept someone who already betrayed me again is going to be real hard, especially if it's one of these 6 non-negotiables. So one more thing I want to touch on with the infidelity, like I find that to make it short, if you have to keep it a secret from your spouse, it's infidelity. Period. If it has to be a secret from your spouse, it's infidelity. If you can't talk to that person in front of your spouse, if that person can't hang out with y'all in front of your spouse. And secondly, I don't think that a male should be hanging out with a female without me, unless y'all talking about some business. What are y'all hanging out for? What do you and her possibly have to do to hang out? Why you got to go to lunch with her? What is there to talk about? These are the questions that will come up for me if, my man was talking about hanging out with a homegirl, or he need to go meet up. Because that's none of that going on over here. Because if I can't pop up and we all can sit there in 3 and talk, there's no reason for her to be there. Period. If you can't share with me the conversations you having with her, or I can't pick up your phone and read the messages, there's a problem. You're hiding something. That to me is infidelity. So that's what I mean by my terms is different. Because if I find something like that, you cut. I'm not even going to give you no chance to explain because you already keeping secrets. I don't even got time to let that build up. I got to just cut you. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know where it's going to lead. And I don't have time to put my heart on the line. So that's what I mean by people have levels of what they'll tolerate in infidelity. Me, if I catch a text message and I see that you acting funny, you lying, things are starting to look shaky, I'm dropping you. I'm not even going to waste my time there because I already know that's going to start leading to deception. You're going to start gaslighting. I'm going to start getting into these weird arguments, and that's going to take away my mental space, and it's going to start messing with my heart. I don't have time for that. So I'm real choosy on when it comes to infidelity and what I'm going to tolerate and how much it is. And honestly, it's zero. I'm not even going to play them kind of games. Period. As soon as I start seeing things weird, you're cut. I'm not even going to ask questions. I'm not going to dive into it because I feel like sometimes when you dive into questions, that's when they really try to gaslight you because they try to switch the story around, get to talk about something that make no sense. Like, where did that even come from? You know what I'm saying? So with that, you would just be cut. I wouldn't even have a conversation. Moving on now to the next non-negotiable, which is emotional abuse. Emotional abuse. I find that emotional abuse is not much talked about, but it happens a lot and people don't realize it. It's really like condescending talk or down talk or sarcasm or joking or a lot of jokes being made that can be emotional abuse, and it can take weight to the heart and the mind and the soul of a person. So if you are finding yourself in a relationship where someone's constantly bad talking you, making your worth feel less than, making your mind feel like you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, they're constantly competing with you, you find that you're just going through so much emotionally where you can't connect with them and not opening up and not being vulnerable, they're being standoffish, but you notice that they're open with others, you notice that they talk to other people, that's emotional abuse. If you are with someone and they are not trying to emotionally connect with you, that's emotional abuse. What are you there for if they don't want to open up who they truly are to you? That means that they're trying to misuse you or they have another agenda that's different than yours. So you have to really come in with your emotional antennas up, and you have to also come in looking at theirs because emotional abuse is very sneaky and decisive, and it's deceiving. I said decisive, deceiving. And when people come in trying to emotionally abuse you, they'll want to learn more about you and less about them. They'll come in trying to be more secretive and quiet. If you question them about things, they're very guarded. They don't like to express much, or they'll try to be very condescending with it, or they'll try to play it back off on you and portray it. But there's different ways you can really tell when someone's trying to start emotionally abusing you, and you really have to pay attention to it because there are people out here who try to take advantage of men and women by starting with emotional abuse, because emotional abuse is the hardest to break because it's a mental thing. And it's different from physical abuse. Physical abuse is more fear. Emotional abuse can sometimes make you start to think that what you're going through is okay. It's a deception. It's a mind change, and it's really, really dangerous. And if you find yourself on like emotional abuse, people can take it to the point of twisting you to commit all type of crimes, all type of things. And I find like if you're in that situation, that should be a non-negotiable. For me, if I find somebody trying to gaslight me, deceive me, play with my mental, call me out my name, or try to insult my intelligence, or try to be condescending toward me, anything that involves emotional abuse or words speaking to you a certain way, pay attention to how people speak their words to you and how they look at you when they speak it, because we go through life not paying attention to things, and I think that's why we lose our discernment. So you have to pay attention to those things. And for me, that's a non-negotiable. Emotional abuse I will not tolerate because it wounds your soul, and it will actually defeat you from being in your purpose with God, because that person could make you feel so emotionally withdrawn and declined that you can't achieve the things that God has in store for you. And I refuse to have someone put that on me and in the only life that God gives me because of their own torment and their own pain, that they have to conflict and abuse me. No, I won't tolerate that. And number 4 is financial infidelity. Just anything regarding stealing money. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out here who start catching addictions. They'll steal from you. That's financial infidelity. I'm not going to be tolerating anything like that. I feel like no matter what you got going on, you got decisions to make. And if you decide to start stealing from people or taking money from your household and giving it to others, or taking money from your household and, you know, feeding a habit or feeding a woman or whatever you're doing with the money that's not together, yeah, I'm not going to tolerate it. Our money need to be joint. We need to be a partner in it. When it comes to business relationships, if I find out like you scheming me or scam me, I'm just gonna cut the relationship. It's just a non-negotiable for me. Any kind of financial infidelity is non-negotiable. You play with my money, you play with my livelihood. And for me, livelihood is important because that's what we're here to do, is live. For the noise in the background, if you heard it, but molestation or harming people is a no for me. I'm not going to be tolerating anybody who's just running around abusing people, beating up people, misusing people, molesting people, sexually harassing people, you know, sexually on social media, being thirsty. I'm not liking that. Like, that stuff is like I see so many men who have these relationships posted and then be blowing up another girl's page, liking their stuff, commenting on their stuff. Like, to me, that is just, honestly, just disgusting. But that's beyond the point. We know how I got there. Oh, because I was reading the top of the page with the infidelity. But yeah, molestation of any kind, liking little girls' pictures that are 17. I don't care if they get the age. Even if they 18 and you're 40, that's weird. Like, I can't sit with that. I don't care what happened back in the middle days. We all know back in the middle days they weren't living right anyway. So I don't even know why we reference that. Because I see some people, well, back in the day, you used to get married at 14. That was definitely not supposed to happen. And I'm not even going to get on that. Because some people really, really are serious about that. Like, just disgusting. And just thinking about being with a child is just disturbing. I just never can understand people's mindset when it comes to that. That's something just purely evil to me. I think that comes out of people that let that fester in their mind and their heart. And I don't want to be with nobody that does that. If I find out you have any type of background in it, I'm cutting it, because I'm really trying to be mindful of what I'm bringing in. And if I have to have a lot of people be cut and only have 3 people, I'd rather have quality over quantity, because quality is going to give me longevity. Quantity is going to give me a short-term life, a long headache, and probably a lot of trauma. I really have a really big thing with infidelity. It's really just something that really irks me to my soul. And I just find that, like, some people, I don't understand how people tolerate infidelity once it's done to them. I still have to discover what makes your heart want to go back. But for me, I've seen what infidelity does to people. And I think that's why for so long I ran from relationships, and I never wanted it. I never wanted to invest my heart, my time, or energy, because I just seen the disturbance and just how the pain could be from somebody you invested so much into and had a plan, and they just step out and with no explanation given. And sometimes the explanations that's given are just pathetic. It don't even make no sense. I don't think I heard one good reason. I don't think there is no good reason. I think that when you hop into commitment, your commitment should override anything regarding sexual desire. I can't even fathom me being in a marriage and I'm thinking about having sex with somebody else when I have so much other things on my plate to think about. Like, we're building a foundation here. Like, we got things to do. Why am I worried about sleeping with another man? Like, I just find, like, even when you arguing and going through the hardship with somebody, what makes the decision to be like, okay, this foundation is over. Let's not think about the bills we got, the kids we built. We just sat here and came up with a plan for this year. You know, it's all, to me, I can't see myself like loving somebody so much and then thinking, wow, let me see what she got going on over here. You know, I'm mad at her. I'm lonely over here. Or it's been years of this. Like, I could see myself being with somebody for years and not expressing that I'm having some disdain or some type of, you know, we need to fix it. You know, I just don't understand how people get to that point. That's why I said once someone cheats on me, it's over. Because it's like you have so many opportunities to come in and inform me of what's on your mind or what's going on. You got so many times for me to fix whatever it is that you claim that might make you step out. You had so many times and opportunities and you stepped out. So that's it. Ain't no trying to come back and fix it. I have these non-negotiables, and I started placing these boundaries up, not for other people or to feel like I'm better. It's honestly to protect me, because I learned from not having these non-negotiables and not having these boundaries up what these things can lead to. I've seen it from other people who also didn't have boundaries. I'm not the only one who run around with no non-negotiables and no boundaries. Like, everyone is doing it. People are starting to create their own rules for how they want to live their life, and then they find themselves in these pickles and these situations. And I found that when I got back into the Word and the Bible, and the Lord taught me about myself and about Him and about how He wants us to treat our own temple and our own body, our own mind, our own hearts, it made me really come to the decision that I want to keep my heart and mind protected. And I like the way that I live now, with my boundaries placed and my non-negotiables there, because it protects me and it also helped me build a better life. I also want to make something clear before I end this video. I was not running around with married men. I did have some situations where I said I was entertaining men, and I found out they was married, or they was with somebody, or they was cheating, or they was just dating multiple people, and everybody brought themselves a title to the situation, and I popped up in there too. And I just felt myself in some situations. I always say everything in the dark comes to the light. You just wait for it. And when it comes to the light, I'm going to just bounce. I mean, I think everyone going to have a healing process. You know, moving on from somebody betraying you is not like the easiest thing. But I'm not going to keep sitting around waiting for somebody to betray me, or give them the opportunity to betray me again, or keep getting betrayed. No, we're not going to do that anymore. And I think that you guys shouldn't either. So you should start building your non-negotiables. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit your notification bell. I'm sorry this video was lengthy. It was a lot of information, and I really wanted to give detail. So, bye.